Well, hello everyone to another FMV game, which stands for Full Motion Video, in case you did not know. My name is Eduardo, and this is the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. What the heck? This game sounds interesting. It's very similar to yesterday's game. It's a full motion video, which means it's live action video. And we navigate choices and what have you. And basically, like yesterday, we are solving a murder mystery. But as I read a little bit about this today, and apparently every time you play this game, it's much like the game Clue. There's a different murderer. So just because you play it once, that doesn't mean you can't play it again. I don't know what changes from game to game to make it a different murderer, but I'm looking forward to finding out what in the world's going on here. But this is the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Here we go. Let's take this for a spin. I'm kind of excited about this.
The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker?
I can see people's dreams.
I've set up an experiment.
My dad is trying to hurt me.
Quantum suicide. Have you heard of it?
If I concentrate hard enough, and I know when the person's going to be asleep, I can have the dream with them.
Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood.
It feels like the paintings are watching me.
Sometimes, when I walk through a door, it takes me somewhere else. Literally, somewhere else.
God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered.
Starts as a door-to-door saleswoman. Double glazing, probably.
Dr. Dekker, I think we both know what you dreamed about last night.
I've seen its silhouette changing through the window.
Because he thinks I'm evil. Because I can see things other people can't.
On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time.
I did what you said, Doctor. They arrested me.
Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause.
I thought you were supposed to fix me.
I'm telling you, it's eating people. And you're just laughing.
You're insane, Doctor.
Listen to me! You're
Sheesh.
not listening! It's your only bloody job!
Doctor. I'm already excited because it was written and directed by the same people that wrote and directed the game we played yesterday. Now, so far, the acting seems to be pretty good in this
You're
one.
late.
Oh.
And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the pace. You're late. And after all those promises. You're late.
You're late.
And after all those promises, never mind.
All right. Act 1. Who are you? Man, I'm excited about this. That's who I am.
Doctor, you're late. And after all those promises, never mind, let's not keep the patients waiting. And if you want anything, just... Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm not going to be here. The police still have some questions they want to ask about, you know. And then after that, I'm dropping in to see Ben. He's still in shock, and I thought we'd show we cared. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? Good.
Not as much as we apparently care about
Dr. Dekker's tapes.
editing.
I think Mariana is in first, but I'm sure they'll all become a blur by the end of the day. I'll see you later. Or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I'll leave it to you then.
I think they think if they just show part of the person's face, that automatically makes it artsy? I don't know. I'm not sure why all of those cuts like that. Nathan! All right, L1 and R1. Wait, I gotta change where my camera is. 1 second here. Broadcast settings, advanced settings, camera video settings. Let's do the upper right. All right. Okay, annotation idea. That should follow this up. That means definitely follow this up, or I'll remove that or that when I'm done. Okay, I pushed right on the D-pad and that came up. Okay, there's Nathan, Mariana, Ellen, Aline, Claire, Bryce. All right, let's just start at the beginning. And, wow. Let's go with Nathan, shall we? Here we go. Oh, circle is that. Okay. Tell me about Dekker. What's wrong with you? Tell me about yourself. What do you know about the murder? I should find out what's wrong with him. Okay, that's like a hint. Okay, so if I push up, right, or down on the D-pad, it's that. So the bottom is a hint. Up is various questions, and to the right is annotations. Then we've got Nathan we can scroll through. What's the touchpad? Oh, resume. I don't know what the 3 dots are to the left of the word Nathan. Let's go ahead and talk with Nathan, shall we? What's wrong with you? Tell me about yourself. I'll start with that. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Nathan Peel. I'm a supermarket worker from, well, hell, really.
This is amazing. All right. And now we have this. Tell me about yourself. That's what I've asked. All right. What are the annotations should follow this up? Alrighty. What's wrong with you?
It's like those montages you get in movies. Time passes, you wake up, shave, if you feel like it, shower, get dressed. What's the point? You get this day over and over. Nothing changes. Am I in purgatory, Doctor?
Let's see. So I should follow that up. The 2 stars mean definitely should follow up. Let's see. Why purgatory?
Because I'm stuck between this day and the next. Most of the time, anyway.
All right. Tell me about Dekker. Am I Dekker? Am I Dr. Dekker? I don't know.
Dr. Dekker was a complex man. I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way. I saw the conflict that Dr. Dekker was going through. Let's just say you might look back on your life and think there's nothing you would have done differently. No 2 days were alike for him in the end. Like he couldn't decide what to do with himself. As far as Dr. Dekker was concerned, we had Monday, then moved on to Tuesday. But me, I had Monday 5, 10, 50 times before I got to Tuesday.
What is going on? You lived the same day over and over again?
I watched that Bill Murray film, Groundhog Day, to see if there's any clues. To see if there's any clues. That's how bad it's gotten. I'm looking for a cure in a Hollywood movie. Can you help me, Doctor?
Yes, I will try to help.
Don't know how, but thank you, Doctor. This is our first time around, and I trust you.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Why was Dekker complex?
I saw the conflict that Dr. Dekker was going through. Let's just say you might look back on your life and think there's nothing he would have done differently. No 2 days were alike for him in the end. Like he couldn't decide what to do with himself.
All right. So what's weird, these with the stars, I should definitely look into that. So I guess that'll just replay the answer? Why couldn't Dekker decide what to do?
He was like a kid in a sweet shop. He had so many options, he didn't know what to do. I suppose if you take too long picking, all your options run away.
Okay. Why? What do you know about the murder?
Dr. Dekker's murder was sudden. Brutal.
Ooh. Trophy earned. Intern.
It's terrible. The doctor. 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had of rolling days. No do-overs. No Monday. I wouldn't kill anyone, though. I'd have to keep doing it, wouldn't I? Few things seem to move me forward.
What the heck? Why does nothing change?
Sometimes it looks different. Sometimes the birdsong will change, or the weather will be less bleak, or that person who nodded at you yesterday doesn't do it today. But it doesn't usually change. You need a tragic event for change, like a murder.
What the world? What tragic event?
I didn't see the driver. It was my fault. I pulled out and the lorry just rammed me. Well, Hannah. She was sat next to me. I was in shock, obviously. And when I came to, she was so close to me. It was like she was trying to hug me. But it wasn't right. Not natural. Bits of metal pushing through her. That was 5 years ago.
All right. Who is Hannah?
My fiancée. My childhood sweetheart. We met at secondary school. She was head girl. I was the quiet one. She liked computer games, so I instantly fell for her. I proposed in Goldshire. She said she didn't date elves, so I leveled up to a human necromancer and asked again. Sorry, it's Warcraft? We spent a lot of time on there.
All right. 5 years is a long time ago.
I was fine for quite a while after the accident. Well, being treated for depression. I thought I was cured. It was only recently after meeting Dr. Dekker that I had a strange deja vu. I'm exhausted. Doctor, is our time up?
No, I got more questions. Are you here because of an accident?
I've been shrunk for that already. If I had that day again, I wouldn't make the same mistake. Hannah would still be alive. We'd probably have a family by now. I haven't had any relationships since then.
All right. You mentioned a montage. A montage!
Most of my days a blur. I'm not sure if it's the sleeping tablets I'm on or just how I've learned to switch off. I'm on temazepam. Dr. Dekker prescribed them for me. He thought I would sleep through to a whole new day. I didn't. We played World of Warcraft a lot together. I guess it's not the cool thing to do anymore. But we had a lot of memories there. To be honest, it reminds me a lot of life now. The same thing over and over again. Bring me X bunnies to make a stew. Y badger teeth. Rinse, repeat. Maybe I'm just grinding life.
Maybe. Why are you grinding life?
I'm not really fit for work anymore. I work in produce at the local supermarket. That mainly involves lifting heavy crates of fruit and veg into place for people to buy, and doing that over and over again. My muscles don't seem to have grown much. I think that maybe I'm not aging. When the day resets, I just reset with it. I used to be a builder.
Alrighty. You don't think you're aging?
I'm 57.
What?
Kidding. Just if you spent the whole day at the gym and then repeat that day and not go, you'd have achieved nothing.
All right, can you go back and save Hannah?
No, I can't move backwards any more than a day. I don't really seem to control it. It's generally always on. I have to try and change something to move forward.
All right. Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Oh, well. Excuse me. So, the 2 dots, the 1 dots are things I should remember. The 2 dots are things I should follow up on. Oh, that's what the 3 dots down below are for. It kind of tells me where I am in the scroll, maybe? I don't know. Nathan seems depressed. Let's see. Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. All right. Mariana. Hello.
I'm Mariana. Are you feeling okay?
Yes, I'm feeling okay.
That's what Dr. Dekker would say.
So wait, Dr. Dekker is dead. Why are you here?
I think you're supposed to tell me what's wrong with me. Isn't that how it works? The police keep picking me up for public nudity.
Why have you been picked up for public nudity?
I black out. And then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach. Like I've been washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious.
Do you often black out?
I do suffer from blackouts, which is strange as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Dekker thought it was anxiety originally. Then he worked it out.
What did he work out?
He eventually decided it wasn't anxiety, but I'm not going to tell you his final diagnosis. We should have a fresh start. I don't want you influenced by the prognosis.
All right. Do you suffer with anxiety?
Dr. Dekker thought I had generalized anxiety disorder. GAD? Because of the blackouts. He thought I was breathing badly. Do you think I'm breathing badly?
I'm not a physician, ma'am. Let's see. Your breathing seems normal.
You can check my breathing if you want. Do you want me to lie down? Can you tell just by looking at me?
Okay, let's move along.
I'm not worried about it, just if you are.
Yeah, you're getting weird. Tell me about the beach.
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them online. I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one day. I can show you all the sights.
Okay, let's find a new line of questioning. What prognosis are you I'm saving the murder for the end. What prognosis are you looking for?
I want to stop having the blackouts. I want to stop waking up at the beach. I want to remember those entire evenings. Can you suggest anything that might help?
Can someone watch you when you black out? See, that sounds like it's going to get into weird questioning. Let's ask about the murder.
Well, that's why you're here, isn't it? You've replaced him. He was a good listener.
Oh man, 3 minutes in, lordy. Hey, Gabe, what's going on? I think she was in the one I played yesterday. This is written by the same people and directed by the same people who did the one yesterday. Perhaps Mariana should stop going to the beach or have someone watch or record her. Mariana has blackouts. Does she remember anything during? Sustain any injuries? Oh, let's ask about that. Why was he a good listener?
Dr. Dekker could really get inside you. It was, unsettling. But you let him do it. Part of the process, I guess.
She doesn't like to close her mouth when she's done talking. It's really weird. Have you tried to film your blackouts?
I film myself doing, lots of things. But it's not so easy to do when you're blacked out.
It's called a tripod. You don't have to be Okay. This is gonna get weird, I know, but I'll watch. Can someone watch you when you? Oh, maybe you act it. Whatever.
Will you do it for me?
What'd I say? What did I say?
Will you watch me to see what happens?
Will you crop the picture and bring it so close that the image gets blurred? Will you do that for me? No, I can't watch you.
Well, that's not very supportive, Doctor.
That's not part of my job, lady. Maybe holding your breath makes you black out.
I'm not sure holding my breath too long is causing blackouts. I mean, it could, but I don't remember ever having a blackout when I'm holding my breath.
Well, that's because you blacked out. See, I'm not going to explain it to you. What are you doing before you black out?
I normally black out when I'm dancing. I like dancing. Do you like dancing?
No. Where do you dance?
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite is the Pearl because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
Again, great British accent. Maybe alcohol causes your blackouts.
I don't drink.
The heck you say? Maybe dancing causes your blackouts.
You think my dancing causes my blackouts? No, I know it's the last thing I remember, but I don't think it's that. Sometimes I remember more, but I'm tired now. Is that it for today?
She's supposed to be British? I think so, Gabe. It just depends on the scene. Also, no, I don't like dancing.
Dancing is good for you in so many ways. Just turn the music up, close your eyes, and let yourself go. You should try it sometime.
The editing in this game, the cinematography is just second to none. It's kind of the cinematography is kind of like in those apps you have that'll make a cool music video out of your video, and you upload it and it takes different shots and stuff, but you can't really control what shots it takes. That's kind of what this is. I'm going to talk and all of a sudden it's going to cut to the bottom left part of my chin while I talk. Are you flirting with me? Why do you think people will press charges? Do you ever find your clothes after you black out? Is your hair wet when you wake up? Why do you hold your breath so much? Yes. Why do you hold your breath so much? Tell me about Dekker. How long have you been a patient? Why do you keep going to the beach? Probably to make her stuff to sell, her crafts. Okay, why do you hold your breath so much?
I hold my breath when I'm swimming underwater. Most people do. Sometimes, if I'm really excited, I'll hold my breath accidentally, just for a few seconds. I don't know why.
Is your hair wet when you wake up?
When I wake up, my hair is dry, but it's pretty hot at the moment. I get baked quickly by the sun. It's possible I've been in the sea during my blackout.
What is going on? Why do you keep going to the beach?
I love the beach. Until somebody tells me it's going to kill me, I'll keep going. Have you ever been addicted to something, Doctor?
Playing bad video games? Does that count? I don't like this game. Let's go back to Nathan. See if perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Okay, let's go to Aline. Who are you?
I'm Elin. I'm 25 and I'm a nurse.
Bullcrap.
God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
Sorry for writing in your notes. Say hello to Elin for me, Eileen, and let her know that Terry called for her. Jaya. Perhaps Mariana should stop going to the beach or have somebody record her. Mariana has blackouts. Does she remember anything? What? All right. I've got a note that Terry called.
Terry's one of the other nurses at the home. I don't think she likes me very much.
Oh, sorry. She shouldn't have written it in my notebook. What type of nurse are you?
I work in a nursing home for the elderly. I basically do end-of-life care.
Okay. What's end-of-life care?
The usual things. Making sure the patients are comfortable, making sure they're not in any pain, and I talk to them. I keep them company. Some of them get pretty frightened about what's coming. Well, those of them that aren't out of it on meds. I comfort them.
It's funny because I read online that every time you play this game, the game chooses a different person that's the killer. Basically, we're supposed to be finding out who the killer is. So I don't know if we're getting different prompts each time. This is the first time I've played this. So the draw is, hey, you can play this multiple times and it won't ruin the ending. So, yeah, we'll find out what happens. Why are your patients frightened? Well, because of death, I'm sure. Why are some patients out of it on meds? What problem are you here for? First and hopefully only time, says Gabe. What? Gabe, you're not going to come over and play this? Is that what you're telling me? Tell me about Dekker.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Dekker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems.
All right. So far, the acting is a lot better than yesterday's game. For the most part. Did you like Dekker?
He was a bit offbeat, but yeah, I liked him. But then I like most people.
It's just awkward the way it's put together. Why are your what problem are you here for?
I started seeing Dr. Dekker a few months ago. I thought it would be nice to have someone I could talk to about work. It can get a bit stressful sometimes.
I don't know. I assume Dr. Dekker. Every once in a while, you'll get a prompt that says, ask about the murder. I have no idea what murder. So I think it's Dr. Dekker that was murdered. I think. Why does it get stressful sometimes?
It can be sad sometimes. I don't like losing a patient. But that's the job.
Well, exactly.
I don't get stressed about it or anything.
All right. Are you lying about being stressed?
It's not the job that stresses me. It's the people I work with. The other nurses. They're mean to me.
Why are they mean to you? How are the other nurses mean?
They call me the angel of death because so many patients have died on my shift.
Well, it's end of care.
I don't think they mean it. Obviously, it's not my fault. It just seems to happen that way.
Is this a little wet? Did you pee? Did you pee? What is this? What is this wet spot? What is that? Batman? When did that happen? Has that been there? My water is full. My shake is full. You just came in from outside. Tell him, Ed. Raise him right. Batman. Batman, come here. Batman. Hey, stop chewing on your own arm, you maniac. Come here. Batman. Batman. What is this? What is that? Huh? What is that? I'll be right back. I'm going to get a cloth to soak up this urine to pick it up. But I'm going to leave the mic on so you can hear the cat and the dog fight. You two? Batman! What is this? Huh? What is this? What is that? No. Batman. It's in your bag. Batman peed in the living room. What? Yeah. Right in front of you? I just looked down and it was beside me. I don't know. I didn't see him do it. He's yellow. You just came in from outside, you moron. Yeah, why don't you go out there? Oh no, I'm just gonna let this soak. I'll say this right now, the dog peeing on the carpet is probably the most interesting thing that's happened during this game so far. Alrighty, here we go. Eileen, how many patients have died on your shift? I mean, it's an end of care
3
nurse, though.
last month. 3 the month before that, I think. But only 1 so far this month, so that's good. Although, one of my patients, Hilda, I don't think she's got long. She's one of the crotchety ones. Always swearing and spitting at me. Never got anything nice to say. Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep or something. She doesn't bother me, though.
All right, why are your patients frightened? I mean, that seems to make sense. It's an end-of-life care facility.
Death is frightening, isn't it? Isn't it what everyone's afraid of? The great unknown. No one should have to face that alone. I don't like it when patients are heavily sedated, especially when there are alternatives, like herbal remedies. I mean, imagine if you only had a few days or weeks left to live. Would you want to spend it asleep?
I don't know, if I was tired, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, sure, why not?
I wouldn't. I'd want to see every sunrise and every sunset. I'd want to feel every breath. Everything gets more vivid near death.
Hey, you should talk to this other girl who likes to hold her breath. You mentioned herbal remedies?
I'm a qualified herbalist. It's okay, you can laugh. Most people think herbalism is a joke.
I didn't laugh.
But I'd much rather help my patients sleep at night with valerian or passion flower than lorazepam, temazepam, or zolpidem.
You mentioned dating?
I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work, but in a good way.
Let's see. How long had you been seeing Dr. Dekker?
I'd been seeing him for about 9 months, I think.
And what do you know about Dr. Dekker's murder?
I think it's terrible what happened to him. So awful. No one deserves to die like that.
Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. All right, let's go back to Mariana. All these questions. No, I've never been addicted.
That's a shame. You need to have a passion for something, Doctor.
There's a difference between having a passion for something and being addicted to something, Mariana. You moron. Let me do the diagnosing here. Why do you think people will press charges?
I guess people see me and call the police. But someone will take offense eventually, and I'll be charged with indecent exposure.
Alright. Let me just see. Do you ever find your clothes after you black out?
I never find my clothes. I don't know why I'm naked.
If this is the same girl from the game yesterday, it's funny because she played a character who doesn't remember what happened the night before. She's being typecast. Wait, this thing is... Mariana's been through a lot. I wonder how all this makes her feel. How does all this make you feel?
You're not listening.
What? What? I just asked you a question. Did she already tell me how she feels? How long have you been a patient?
I've been a patient here for 3 months. Today is my patient birthday. Do I get a cake or something?
No, because birthdays are an annual thing, not a 3-month thing. You moron. No, you don't get a cake.
That's okay. I wasn't really expecting one.
I bet you kind of were. You maniac. Tell me about Dekker.
Dr. Dekker was fine. He had good relationships with his patients as far as I know. I'm not sure why anyone would want him dead.
I don't know if I'm a detective or another doctor. This game told you nothing in the beginning. I don't want to really ask that. I feel like that's going to open a door that I don't want to look into. Okay, Claire, who are you?
My name is Claire Castleford, and as I'm paying a small fortune for these sessions, I'd expect you to be up to speed, Doctor.
Oh, well, hi. Why are you paying a small fortune?
Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness.
Ooh, why are you here?
Well, according to your predecessor, I'm a delusional psychotic with obsessive tendencies. Oh, and a history of violence. Sounds so cold when you put it like that, though, doesn't it?
It sounds a little colder when you forget about it. Oh, yeah, that's right. A history of violence. What history of violence?
To be fair, there was only one violent outburst. That hardly qualifies as a history of violence. And he provoked me.
That didn't answer my question. Tell me about the violent outburst.
I stabbed him with a steak knife.
That's a history of violence.
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. What? Why did you stab him?
It was a brief moment of temporary insanity. Or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair, but an optician named Iris.
Oh, I get it. Heh. All right, tell me about your obsessive tendencies.
I'm obsessed with my husband. It's absurd, really.
I'm not gonna... Never mind. Why is it absurd?
Because he is here. And he shouldn't be.
What? Why shouldn't your husband be here?
Lucky to be alive. He almost died.
How did he almost die?
My husband is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now.
Why isn't he a well man?
His health, if you can call it that, has been deteriorating rapidly in the last few weeks. I can't cope with caring for him anymore.
Cold? Tell me about caring for him.
David has trouble looking after himself. Sometimes I'll leave the lake house and he's just sitting in the rocking chair on the porch. And when I return the next evening, he's still there, just staring into the stars. He needs help, I know, but I can't hire anybody to care for him.
So you saw him sitting in the same chair twice, and you just assume he was there all night long? Okay, whatever, Claire. What's the lake house?
David's staying at the lake house. It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself.
Okay. How has his health deteriorated?
Since our altercation, he's become less and less active. His mind's become less and less active too.
Well, maybe when you stabbed him,
conversationalist at one time. Now
you
more
hit
of
something.
An enigmatic husk.
Yo, Hollywood Bones, how are you, Patrick? What do you mean by altercation, Claire?
I tried to hurt David once.
Yes.
That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behavior, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
No, they probably should have. You stabbed him with a steak knife. Gabe says, Hollywood Bones, you in for one today. Do you often get angry?
I never used to get angry. Ever. If you're angry, you're not in control. Isn't that right?
No.
And it would be very bad for me to lose control.
Hey, Gabe, I never know what I'm going to get with Ed. Why is it bad to lose control?
Let's save that for another time, shall we? I'm rich, but I'm not made of money. And I'm fairly sure my time is up.
But I'm always in, always. I love you for that, Hollywood Bones. Your time is not up. You're going to keep answering my questions. Tell me about your delusions.
Delusions? As in seeing things that are not there. I'm not going to be any more specific. It's not true in any case. I'm not delusional.
Tell me about Dekker.
The most shocking thing about Dr. Dekker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
I wonder how long it takes for her to get her hair like that. Probably about as long as it takes her to get her teeth like that. Do you think Dekker was suicidal?
Dr. Dekker just had that look about him. You know what they say about us crazies. Takes one to know one.
Whoa. Who is David?
Keep up, Doctor. David is my husband.
Well, I knew that, but it's a special pillow. She wakes up like that. Why were the police involved? Besides the fact that you stabbed him with a steak knife.
The police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor.
The old pillow hat. Why aren't you in prison? And don't say because I'm rich.
I suppose after what I did, there are people that might think I belonged in prison. What do you think, Doctor? Can I be saved with therapy, or should I be locked up like a dangerous criminal?
You know who needs to be locked up is the editor. I'm not going to answer that question either way. Let's move on to someone else. Aline, Mariana, Nathan, still nothing. Okay, let's go to Bryce. Who are you?
I'm Bryce Hemmings. You must be the new doctor. Did you know Dr. Dekker?
Bryce looks like he's about to murder me in the face. Whoa. Yes, I knew Dekker.
How well did you really know him? I hope you're nothing like him.
Dang, Bryce. You can turn down the intensity a few notches if you'd like, sir. What's your job?
I'm a grave digger, Doctor. And people are dying quicker than we can bury them.
Well, maybe you should get a machine. What do you think of Dekker?
I didn't really like Dr. Dekker. And for quite a few reasons, actually. I'd rather talk about my own problems for now, though, if you don't mind.
Now, why didn't you like Dekker?
Dr. Dekker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself.
He needs to fix his collar, says Hollywood Bones. Among other things, look at that collar. Look at that. Okay, what's your problem?
Originally, I was suffering with depression.
I didn't even notice that
Work
collar.
was
Look at
piling
it.
up. I
Trophy
kept
earned.
missing deadlines. I wasn't used to all the failure.
Another trophy earned.
I got depressed.
Why is his collar like that? How did no one notice that? Why were you depressed? It's fine there. Then they go in for the close-up and,
You'd think
oops.
being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
What? Also, nothing against being a gravedigger, Bryce. Nothing at all. But I wouldn't necessarily think of being a gravedigger and think, it has a lot of perks. There's a shovel I can borrow. If that collar has to be on purpose, there's no way he doesn't feel that. Why is it hard to find... Yeah, what extra hour? That was weird.
At midnight each day, time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
Can we watch that again so we can watch the awesome effect when it slows down? Let's watch that again.
At midnight each day, time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop.
Oh, come on!
But I don't.
They didn't put the effect on it the second time?
As I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
Man, I'm so bummed. All right. What do you do in the extra hour, Bryce?
In the extra hour, I mainly catch up with work. It's a godsend. Sometimes I play chess against myself. It relaxes and strengthens the mind all at once.
Okay, you keep putting your hands up here, Bryce, and you're blocking your light. It's bothering me as a director. Also, you catch up on work by playing chess with yourself? All right, I'm not going to try to read into that. What do you mean by midnight hour?
It's a bizarre thing to know you have an extra hour every day. I rarely ever sleep until after midnight now, so I can appreciate the extra time. I get a lot of work done in that time. I'm completely caught up. The depression is no longer an issue. 25 hours is a blessing for me. But apparently, it's not real, and I'm insane for thinking it is. What do you think, Doctor?
I'm sorry, but the teeth in this game, it's just... Do we have to zoom in so close? I'm not going to tell him I don't think he's insane, because I think he's insane. Why is it hard to find someone who can use a shovel?
Henley Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman motte and bailey. You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, that answers my earlier question. What sort of relics?
I stumbled across a relic myself. An ancient chess piece. A queen, I believe. The best chess piece. The most freedom of movement. But they took it away immediately and proclaimed the whole east side of Henley Church a protected site of archaeological importance, which means we're not allowed to use it until the archaeologists have finished. I wish I hadn't told anyone.
Tell me about Henley Church.
Henley Church is relatively small. Well, for the number of bodies they expect us to pack into the ground, it's relatively small. The whole building was once owned by Scientologists, but they handed it back to the community as a tax break, I believe. Or they'd finished doing whatever it was they wanted to do with it.
Do you believe in Scientology?
I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God, not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
Let's go to talk to someone else. Oh no. These are all the people I can talk to. Nathan, Mariana, Aline, Claire. Now Bryce is red. I just realized. Nathan's yellow. Mariana's yellow, Aline, Claire, but Bryce is red. Do you see that on the three dots to the left of Bryce's name? Alright, I don't think you're insane.
I thought it would be too early to make a diagnosis, but it's good you're having a go anyway.
Okay. No, there are not too many religions.
Then we disagree. Have you watched Zeitgeist, Doctor? Some of it is believable, and the part about most religions stemming from the same basic facts. It's more likely that they've all got it wrong than one of them has it right, in my opinion.
Alright. Okay, he just went to yellow. Do you know anything about Dekker's murder?
Yes, Dr. Dekker was murdered. Quelle surprise. Murder does seem a bit harsh, doesn't it? And another grave to dig. I know as much about it as you do. Less, I would imagine.
Do you like chess?
I like chess. I still play sometimes when I can find an opponent. There's nothing more satisfying than planning scores of moves in advance and then watching things unfold as you saw them. I shouldn't have told anyone about the Queen.
Why do you like planning moves in advance? So much boring question.
I do like to be in control, but then I suppose most people do. Nobody wants life to carry them along helplessly. Everyone wants to kick against it and make their own way. Do you like to be in control, Doctor?
If I could have control of the editor right now, I would like that very much so, yes.
If you like being in control, you'll have a tough time here. I saw it with Dr. Dekker. Such control, such stability. But he unraveled at the end.
How did Dr. Dekker unravel?
He couldn't keep control of everything, of everyone. He just set us up like dominoes, but we all toppled in unexpected ways. You'll find it all out in time, Doctor. Just not today. Can't have your head exploding, can we?
Is there something wrong with your neck? Is your neck tired? Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Okay, Mariana, are you flirting with me?
Wow. Let's get straight to it then. I'm not sure I feel comfortable speaking with you about that at the moment.
Okay. So the only person we can ask a question is Claire. Why do the police think you're dangerous? Again, besides the stabbing.
I assume they think I'm dangerous because I stabbed my husband.
Mm-hmm. You can be saved with therapy, or you should be locked up. Let's try to stay on our good side, and maybe she'll give us more clues. You can be saved with therapy.
You have a lot of faith in your abilities. That's good. I look forward to being completely cured.
Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Well, I don't know what to do now, because everyone I go to says perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Does she swim in the sea? Alright, Mariana, do you swim in the sea? I don't know. That's my hint. I can't ask her any more questions. Dancing, where do you dance? Tell me about the beach?
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them online. I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one day. I can show you all the sights.
Yeesh. Let's see. So everyone is yellow. I can't ask anyone any new questions. What's also weird is that exclamation mark at the top beside perhaps you should ask someone else a question. It moves. But I don't know why or what to do about it. This game has explained nothing to me. What the heck, man? I have no idea what to do now. Let's see. Triangle? What does that do? Enter your question. Wait, what? I can ask a question? Oh, next day. You can go to the next day. Okay. Where's that Mariana? Do you swim in... I didn't know you could ask them questions. Why did the game not tell me that? In the sea.
There's more than one question there. Break it down for me.
This hurts my feelings. This whole game hurts my feelings, this game. There's more than one question there? What? Do you swim in the sea? That's a yes or no one question. Do you swim?
I'm a great swimmer. I won all these medals at school. I can hold my breath a really long time. Too long, really.
What? Why is it too long? Now that I know we can ask questions, why is it too long?
I don't know about that.
Can she earn enough money selling things online? That's a hint. All right. Can... Oh man, I want to crawl under my desk this game. You earn... I'm just going to say, can you earn enough? Can you earn enough?
That doesn't mean anything to me.
What? I don't want to type that whole thing out. Do you earn enough money?
It's early days. The business isn't doing that great, but I really enjoy my job, if that helps. You can make a lot of money, or you can have a lot of fun, but you can't usually do both.
Okay, now I know why there are questions we talked about that have the little dots next to them. That means I should follow up on that. Okay, let's go back to Nathan. Let's see what we should follow up on. Why are you grinding life? What was that about?
I'm not really fit for work anymore. I work in produce at the local supermarket. That mainly involves lifting heavy crates of fruit and veg into place for people to buy, and doing that over and over again. My muscles don't seem to have grown much. I think that maybe I'm not aging. When the day resets, I just reset with it. I used to be a builder.
How big were your muscles? How big were your muscles?
I'm 57. Kidding. Just if you spent the whole day at the gym and then repeat that day and not go, you'd have achieved nothing.
Wait, first he said he was kidding about that. Are you really? How old are you? How old are you?
It's like those montages you get in movies. Time passes, you wake up, shave, if you feel like it.
Wow,
shower,
this is Gabe.
Get dressed. What's the point? You get this day over and over. Nothing changes. Am I in purgatory, Doctor?
All right, what else did we need to talk to him about? Why are you grinding life? 5 years. What do you know about the murder?
Dr. Dekker's murder was sudden. Brutal. It's terrible. But Doctor, 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had of rolling days. No do-overs. No Monday, Monday, Monday. I wouldn't kill anyone, though. I'd have to keep doing it, wouldn't I? Few things seem to move me forward.
All right. How was the doctor murdered? How was the... This is painful. Doctor... Oops. Murdered.
Dr. Dekker's murder was sudden. Brutal.
Okay, that's what you just told me. Did you like the doctor? Like the doctor.
You asked me that yesterday. I didn't have an answer for you then either.
I did? No, I didn't. This is the first day. Idiot. Moving on. Aline. You mentioned herbal remedies. Why are your patients frightened? Tell me about Dr. Dekker. Who are you? There really wasn't much to go on from her. Let's see. Claire. Who's David? Tell me about Dr. Dekker. What's the lake house? Tell me about caring for him. So nothing that we really need to follow up on. Bryce, this freakazoid robot. Freakazoid robots and androids.
Dr. Dekker would say one thing and do another. He would push me to do things I didn't want to do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself.
Okay, what did he make you do? Let's try that. What did... Sheesh. The doctor make you do? If you guys have any questions for any of these morons, feel free to enter it into the chat.
I know you're asking questions to try and get a bearing, but I'd rather not talk about that now. Let's just enjoy the getting to know you phase before the ugliness kicks in.
What ugliness? What ugliness?
Doctor, pace yourself, please. This is my session. I'm paying.
What? Next day. Yeah.
Oh, Doctor.
Oh.
Glad I caught you.
Who the freak are you?
You might want to hear what Ben had to say. Quick catch up?
Who's Ben? Jaya? Jaya! Alright, Jaya. Tell me about Ben.
I'm not sure Ben will be coming in for a while. He's still pretty shook up about finding the body. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often in the line of work he's in. Anyway, he said he found the body at exactly 20 minutes past 10. For some reason, the first thing he did was look at his watch. That's all he'd say before he'd shut down. The police weren't very talkative either.
The camera pans. They need more women on set. I know, right? Ben found Dr. Dekker's body?
Yes. Ben found Dr. Dekker's body on Valentine's night in his office. In your office.
I'm going to assume I'm not going to type in any more questions. I assume they're going to feed me all I need to know. I'm going to stop doing that. That's ridiculous. Tell me about Valentine's night. Finally, we're getting into the meat of this murder. It's only been an hour and a 5-minute stream so far. 5 minutes may have been me cleaning up the dog pee.
Yes, you know, the 14th of February, the day of love. Or remembering a massacre. Whichever's more you.
I know what Valentine's Day is. I mean the night of Valentine's Day and the murder. Why is everyone a moron? What do you want? Dr. Dekker was killed on Valentine's Day. I should ask the patients where they were that day. Ooh, good to know. Who is Ben? Yeah.
Sorry, didn't you know? Ben's one of the night shift cleaners. I'm sure he's got some tales he could tell.
A little. The actors in these games love to add just a little touch of flair after the line is over. You mentioned the police.
The police wanted to know what I was doing Valentine's night, you know, when the body was found. I was at home, all on my lonesome. So I guess that makes me a suspect.
Who else is a suspect?
I think the police want you to make a short list of suspects, or maybe even find the killer. You're seeing all the patients that were on the books when he was killed. There was no forced entry, so they think it might be someone he knew, or someone who had access to the office. Yeah, like little old me. Do you think I'm a suspect, Doctor?
Okay, first of all, we should have had this conversation at the beginning of the game to explain what's happening and what I'm doing and why I'm here. Second of all, why do the patients all have access to the office at night after hours? Third of all, why did the police put me in charge of... Never mind. Yeah, you're a suspect. Everybody is.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. I suppose everyone's a suspect at the moment, even you. They did mention I needed grief counselling, though, and I said you'd sort me out. I know you didn't agree, but I thought I'd let you know. That's very kind of you.
So who are you? Do you work here at the office? Wait a second. Let's ask her that. I'm going against what I just said. I'm going to ask her a question. Where do you work? Where? So, is this just a game of asking questions? What is the game mechanic? Yes, it is, Hollywood Bones. Yes, it is. This is the game mechanic. Where do you... I'm going to solve this murder. And apparently, every time you play this game, the murderer is different. Like a game of Clue. I'm not sure. Her teeth look better than the other. That's true. We can talk with her for a while. Where do you work?
Sorry, Doctor. I can't help you there.
What the swear word? How well did you know Dr. Dekker?
I wouldn't say we were best friends, but we did spend a lot of time together.
Who are
There's
you?
only two of us that work here.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll become friends too, Doctor. Just try not to get murdered.
So you do work here. I just asked you that. Do you know how Dr. Dekker was killed?
I don't know exactly, but a stabbing of some kind.
Really?
We'll be getting the autopsy through at some point. I'll let you know when.
Funny, I know someone very stabby. Were there any clues? I love the busy work they give them in between the questions. This game freaking sucks. Like, I can't believe it. Why have the whole ask a question thing if they can't understand half the stuff? It's so glorious game. Were there any clues left at the crime scene? Finally! Sheesh.
I didn't see it myself, so I don't know. But I heard it was a bit of a mess with all the blood and everything. You know, they have people who clean up after such things, though, so you really can't tell, can you? But don't worry. That's a new chair.
Like the little squint as she delivered the line. I'm watching while editing the podcast, and the podcast is the only thing keeping me sane, and this is the second time I'm living through it. Why is it a new chair? Duh. There was blood everywhere. Why would anyone want to kill Dr. Dekker?
He was stabbed, so that's quite a personal thing to do. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of the patients who had a problem with the treatment they were getting.
You think a patient killed Dr. Dekker because of their treatment?
I'm just surmising. If you're unhappy enough to kill your therapist, they're probably not doing a very good job.
Did Dr. Dekker have any enemies?
I wasn't really in his social circle, so I don't know if he had any friends. In terms of enemies, I heard things get heated in his office sometimes, but I won't name any names.
Why? I bet you will. Maybe you should name names. Maybe you should.
Susan, Annabelle, Melissa, there are some names, but they're not names of anyone I know.
All right, ha ha, you're very funny. You don't need to get sarcastic with me. Jaya. I don't even know how to say your name. Why is it a new chair?
All I know is the police took his chair. Forensics, I suppose.
Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. How do I get to them? So let's go ask the other patients about Valentine's Day. How do I get out of this menu? Why was Dr. Dekker working late? All right. I'll try it, but the last time, why was Dr. Dekker, I can't believe that word's in there, working. I liked the game yesterday more, just because it didn't have the typing late.
I don't know what Dr. Dekker was doing here, and my services weren't required that evening. He'd often stay late though, so it wasn't that unusual.
Thanks, hint. Freaking hint. Alright, next day. Yeah.
I'm having a loop day.
Oh, great. What do you mean, loop?
It's a do-over day. You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again?
Gaga. Jaya. Close.
You didn't know that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
You met Hannah playing Warcraft.
No. No, we played that game together, but we didn't meet in it.
Oh. You met Hannah at school?
Well done, Doctor. Yeah. We met at secondary. Wouldn't it be funny if my day loops if you fail to get a question right?
It'd be hilarious. No.
I agree.
Where are you going? What is happening now? What is this game? What? What? Is this a loading screen? It must be. I can't do anything. Take a sip of my Shakeology and think about life. Seriously, am I supposed to do something? Is my chat box here covering something up? What the heck, man? All I can do is open up this, but nothing happens. I'm going to move my screen to the lower right just to make sure I'm not covering something up. I don't know what's happening all of a sudden. All of a sudden. Like I've known what was happening ever. Oh, there is something up there. Look at that. All right. This is why physical games need to stay around. So when you're done with this one, you could take it, snap it in half, put it in the microwave, put it in the garbage disposal, then send it to your worst enemy. All right, next day. Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm having a loot day.
What the freak? What do you mean by loop? Oh, so we can't get a question wrong. All right.
It's a do-over day.
Name of my assistant is Jaya.
I suppose you did remember that.
You met Hannah at school.
Yeah, at secondary school. It's been fun, but I've got a pill.
That was not a pill. That was one of those Necco wafers. What pill?
Dr. Dekker gave me this pill. He told me if I took it, I'd never have another loot day. It's got a small skull and crossbones on it. Should I take the tablet, Doctor?
Please. Please, yes. Wait. Before you take it, and something happens, where were you on Valentine's Day? Where were you on... What do you mean the game doesn't work? I put it through the garbage disposal. I thought that's what you're supposed to do with this one. On Valentine's Day.
I'm not sure that's the answer I'm looking for.
What the butt? Nathan, you're killing me here, man. Yeah, take the tablet.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no way that was going to work.
See you on the flip side.
Cherry.
Mom?
Swallow it. What the heck? I have to go into the menu. Push next day to move it on. Yeah, I'm sure. Not even going to act like he swallows it. I know. Ask him why is Gamora. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure.
I'm having a loot day.
Oh. Come on. We got to do this all over again? What do you mean by loot? Jai is my assistant. You met her at school. Don't take the pill.
Yeah.
Tell me about the pill.
I never mentioned a pill this time.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I never mentioned a pill this time. Or a tablet. What the hell is going on here? Are you reliving my days?
Okay. Why is Gamora? If you're going to play with me, sir, doggone it, two can play at that game. Why is Gamora?
I'm not sure that's the answer I'm looking for.
That wasn't an answer, it was a question. Ask him what a loop day is. Yeah. Lurk for now. Got a friend coming over. Hey, Peru, thanks so much for the lurk, man. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good time today. What? Thanks for stopping in and saying hey, man. What is a loop day?
It's a do-over day. You won't remember it. What's the name of your assistant again?
Jaya. Ask him if he knows the difference between an answer and a question. Why do you think I'm reliving your days?
Something somewhere has changed since you arrived. Like some kind of sim theory.
What's changed? I mean, what's sim theory?
It's a thing. Some professor believed we could be living inside a computer simulation and someone is controlling us. and there are millions of these sims, and someone somewhere behind a keyboard is just causing havoc. I'm starting to think you have that keyboard, Doctor. Wait, don't answer that. I don't want to know.
This game is atrocious. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's just move this along.
Midnight each day.
Whoa.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home.
David is my husband.
All on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
Wow. Wow. Act 2, Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
What the heck?
Deja vu. Are you sitting in exactly the same place I left you last night? Oh, that's where it all starts, Doctor.
This is my office.
Anyway, do you think you can fit me in today?
Gross.
Looking at the diary, it's just the usual suspects, and you must be getting sick of them already. I've got this for you, too. It's some more footage from Professor Alderby that was hiding away.
Evidence added.
Well, come find me if you need anything.
Wait, am I sitting on a table? What in the world is going on? Nathan, Mariana, Aline, Claire, Bryce, Jasmine, Lacey. Wait, Jasmine and... Okay, there's Lacey. Oh, not what I was expecting when I heard Lacey. Jasmine. That looks like a Lacey. Alright, let's just, I guess, start at the beginning. Now, there's something right here. This exclamation mark is going on and on. I don't know what that is. I'm going to move... Man, where should this camera be? Move it back to the upper left, I guess. Let's go into the settings here and change that. All right, square. What is square? I didn't know that was that was a thing. Footage. Puzzle footage.
Nothing, of course.
Okay.
The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you.
These guys want to be deep so badly. I know, right?
Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely.
No.
But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time. As, by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next. Which means that at any given moment, We can
There's
choose
no
to
way
alter our
he's not
perception
looking
of
at the
world,
lines, memorizing it,
no matter how
saying
much
it.
chaos that may
Cut.
cause.
Look at the
In
line,
10 seconds
memorize
time,
it, say it,
there will be no
cut.
gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened. Where's your glass, Doctor?
Wow. Wow. Nathan. Oh, I gotta move that thing. Doggone it. Where's my gun? I'm gonna shoot myself. All these guys saying, I'm surprised Dr. Dekker didn't kill himself. Jeesh. I'm gonna move the camera. Whoops. To the bottom right, I guess now that I know that that thing is there. Lower right. Okay, how are you today?
Hello again, Doctor.
Thankfully, I gotta go to a meeting.
But let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes.
Why did you burn Hannah's clothes?
I've kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes. I decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor?
I don't know. What's the one when I like autumn.
I thought you'd be an autumn person. That means you're supposed to be grounded and productive. And you like your space.
What were you doing on Valentine's Day?
I was at Henley Church on Valentine's Day, visiting Hannah's grave.
All day?
It's the anniversary of her death. Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. It does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph.
What does the epitaph say?
We walk alone without our angel.
So deep. Do you feel lonely?
I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else?
You? No. No, look when you're ready. Nobody needs to put up with you right now.
Thanks, Doctor. I appreciate that. I still don't think I'm ready to move forward in that respect.
When did you leave Henley Church?
I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day.
AM or PM?
I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Dekker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Dekker saw that day.
What were you doing at the time of Dekker's murder?
Yeah, I did get a call from him. He was rambling on about something to do with hypnosis. My mind literally switched off. It must have been good, though, because that was one of those nights when I slept through to the next day.
Alright. I don't know if that answered my question. What did Dekker think of you?
Dr. Dekker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me. If that's even a thing.
No, he didn't. What? Huh? What? No. That's not... He cursed you?
Yes, Dr. Dekker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor?
Yeah. Stop being around people, because you don't know how to listen and interpret what's told. What advice do you need?
I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. Setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair. She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking chair, which I've not sat in since. Which one do you think's best?
Burn the photographs.
Photographs it is then. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, just be careful. All right, Mariana, what were you doing on Valentine's Day? I don't even want to ask her how she is today. This girl thinks I'm flirting with her no matter what I tell her. What were you doing on Valentine's Day?
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients, actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone. Pretty much all of the night, too, so I can vouch for her, even though she probably didn't see me.
Let's go talk to the nurse real quick. Who's the nurse? Aline. Let's see if she verifies that. What were you doing on Valentine's night?
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date, different to what I'm used to.
All right. Why was the date different?
It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know? Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier.
Alrighty.
Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab, and I went home, alone.
Alrighty. Let's go back to Mariana. What can you tell me about Dekker?
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know?
No.
He said it was a breach
Why would I know?
of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be.
Aline's probably the best actress on this thing. Yep, I agree. Doggone it. Did you just go out for drinks?
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Why did you have drinks with Dr. Dekker?
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
Right. Aline. What time did you get the cab?
I think it was about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to. If you think I need an alibi.
You're fine, Aline. I got no problem with you. How are you today?
I haven't had a great day, to be honest.
Oh, sorry.
Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse.
Oh, your lady friend. Yep. What were you accused of stealing?
This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice,
Yes.
one of my patients, gave it to me before she died.
What else have your patients given you?
I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really.
Herpes. You don't have to read that. What else have the patients given you? And do you need a prescription? All right, can you tell me anything else about Dr. Dekker?
Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it.
Alrighty, next. Claire. Oh yeah, I don't care how she's doing today. What were you doing on Valentine's Day? Let's get to it.
The day Dr. Dekker was killed, I had a session with him in the morning at my usual time, 11 o'clock. That was the last time I saw him.
Okay, the rest of the day, what were you doing? What did you talk to Dekker about in your last session?
Dr. Dekker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As did he.
All right, moving on. Well, look at all these for Bryce, this freakazoid. Can you see something behind me? You seem preoccupied. Okay, how are you today, you freak?
There's something I want to tell you about. Something else that's wrong with me.
Okay.
I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour.
Okay. How have you been getting out of control?
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move.
How did that take
you?
you?
On my own.
Oh, okay.
What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground?
No. A fairground? Why is that? Of all the things to do, would you go to a fairground at midnight, Doctor? No. I'd steal things.
Yes, I would steal too.
Yes!
And I have stolen. I ran out of milk, so I thought I'd go to the local all-night shop and get some more.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely intending to pay, but when I got there, everyone was frozen. I thought about leaving money on the counter, but that seemed weird. The cashier would wake and suddenly this money would have appeared from nowhere. But I've stolen bigger things.
Oh, what have you stolen? You seem preoccupied. What? No, what did you steal? Okay, what did you steal? What did you steal?
Yes, I would steal too.
Ugh.
And I have stolen. I ran out of milk.
All right. I should have learned my lesson. I'd spy on people.
Well, that makes me feel a little better. There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me. Jessica. She's friendly and says hello to me, smiles. I've always wondered what she looks like naked. So 1 hour, I broke into her house. She was standing in her bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I took it as a sign. I took off her clothes and...
What? Bryce! Okay, where were you on Valentine's Day?
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme, Love Conquers All.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done.
Tell me more about Dekker.
I dug the grave for Dr. Dekker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what?
Hmm.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Why do you think that is?
Because you are so strong. I can't even answer. Was Dekker's coffin empty?
No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
Why would there be a decoy?
I'm guessing he was buried somewhere else, or cremated. Somebody somewhere didn't want his body going in the ground. Do you want to be cremated or buried, Doctor?
I'd prefer to be cremated.
That's a good choice, Doctor. Less work for me.
You lazy, lazy boy. This is weird that they would have this as an option. Can you see something behind me?
Possibly a relative of yours.
Hmm?
Possibly a patient that
Trophy
died.
earned. Mind games.
I'm not sure. She doesn't normally say anything.
She. Look at that pose. Oh. I can't ask the other thing. I'd help people.
I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back. And the crook...
You took off his
placed him on a
clothes.
bus a few blocks away.
Oh.
I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture.
Another picture? What? I'd go to a fairground.
That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that.
Okay, I don't want to know what he did when he took that lady's clothes off. Jasmine! Who are you?
I'm Jasmine. I don't come in that often. What happened to Dr. Dekker?
Oh, he got murdered.
Oh. When? How? Sorry, you probably don't know, do you?
Oh, I know. He was stabbed.
Ouch. I didn't really know him that well. I'm trying to remember what I was doing on Valentine's Day now.
I didn't tell you he was murdered on Valentine's Day.
We had a display in the gallery based on Love Conquers All, so I had to work. Mainly it was a collection of giant hearts sat on things, but I ran into another patient, Bryce. I'd never really spoken with him before, but he's quite an art critic. I couldn't get rid of him until I finished work at 11. There's actually another guy who takes over on the night shift. I'm not sure if he kept talking to Bryce, though. Providence is open 24 hours.
Hey, Frankie, how are you? Music shooter? What's going on today, man? Hope you're doing well. Tell me about Bryce, this freakazoid.
There's not much to tell. I knew he was a patient here. I'd seen him in the waiting room a couple of times. He likes art and talking and looking down here instead of up here.
What's your problem?
When you see a painting, it stands still.
Right.
When I see one, it's moving. Like a mini film. Like little vines.
Oh, you need the
But when there's
optometrist.
a person in the painting.
Uh-huh. Yes. What happens when there's a person in the painting?
They watch me. Normally disapprovingly.
Okay. Why do they watch disapprovingly?
Because they don't think I know how to appreciate art. Because I'm too young.
What? Do you appreciate art?
Yes, of course. Otherwise I wouldn't be working in an art gallery. I love art. I love paintings. Like I said, they move for me.
Whoa. Pretty good feeling like I need a Switch itching to game during my lunch. Nice, Frank. You gonna play some Overwatch? Whoops. How do the paintings move?
When I want them to, normally. When I want to really get inside what's going on. But some paintings, I can't stop.
Which paintings can't you stop?
I've been working on portraits, at home, outside work. But my paintings aren't so good. Nowhere near Providence standard. I painted a man, Dorian. You know, after Dorian Gray.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'll be on tonight, says Frankie. Nice.
I wanted to try and capture someone aging, so I divided the face into thirds and painted a boy, his father, and his grandfather in each third. It was hideous. and it started talking to me.
What did it say?
That I'm ugly, that I have no talent, nothing will become of me. Is that true, Doctor?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you, it is true.
I hear it so many times with that wretched painting. It's in my head. But thank you.
Tell me about Dekker.
He was shy. And then less so. When I told him about my problem, he told me to set fire to it.
Set fire to what? The painting?
Yeah, he could have been more specific. I tried to set fire to Providence. At that time, I thought the only way to fix my problem was to set fire to the entire art gallery. Several paintings didn't make it. Luckily, my boss didn't press charges. The police did arrest me, though.
Yeah, well, they should have. You freaking pyromaniac? Why didn't your boss press charges?
My boss, Petra, she's just lovely like that. Providence has gone through some tough times, and I've only been there a year. She invested her life savings, and it's still not making any money. Such a sweet lady. You'd do anything for her.
Including burning down her gallery. Did Petra ask you to do set fire to Providence? Oh. Was the fire started for insurance money?
No. Why are you saying that? I don't even know if Petra has insurance.
Was Dorian destroyed in the fire? Probably not, because it wasn't good enough to be in the gallery.
I already ripped up the painting.
Oh.
It screamed as I cut it. And
Did you
now
film
whenever
it?
I close my eyes, I can see it, hear it. I need the tablets, Doctor. I need them.
No, you're not getting any tablets. What tablets?
The temazepam, the sleeping tablets. The ones you gave me last time.
Last time? It's the first time we met. Has she had sleeping tablets before? I didn't give you anything last time.
Dr. Dekker gave them to me. They helped. I know it's in my head. I know paintings can't talk. What's wrong with me, Doctor? Why do I do this?
You're possessed, probably. I would say the work of demons. I think you lack a little bit of self-confidence. Oh yeah, that's why she's seeing paintings talk.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll think about that. And the prescription, please?
No. No. All right. Lacey, who are you?
I'm Lacey Hendricks. So you don't know about me then?
No. Know about you?
Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife. So I started a neighbourhood watch.
Is that the sound? That's, to her, is the sound of being slit with a bread knife. It's not whoosh, it's Lacey, all right? Tell me about your neighborhood watch.
It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes.
What happened to Agnes?
She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth.
What is the truth?
It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing.
Maybe the knife is dull, says Frankie. Was the woman really selling double glazing?
I don't know. I didn't answer the door. It's not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house.
What happened after Agnes let the woman into her house?
I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face.
That's not Medusa.
And
She has
Agnes
snakes for
just
hair.
fell to the floor. A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream. That was the end of Agnes.
Are you alright? Do you have proof Agnes is dead?
I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need?
A body?
You're starting to sound like Dr. Dekker. He didn't believe me either.
Tell me about Dekker.
I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
The writers of this game and the game from yesterday is the same team. They really think that hallucinations are brought on by some weird things. I don't know if they found Agnes or not, so I'm not going to answer that. What were you doing on Valentine's night?
I was at Henley Church. They had a service that ran right up till midnight. For us less fortunates without a love in their life. Well, now. Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life?
Yeah, her name is Agnes. Does everyone have a semi-English accent? Everyone except for Mariana. Let's see. How are you today? Here's her English accent.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts. New doctor and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
Oh, how am I better behaved?
Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it?
Which patients did he date?
I think her name was Scarlet?
Miss Scarlet?
One of his patients, an older woman.
Oh, Agnes, yes.
I guess that's how he liked them.
Jealous? How do you feel not going to the beach?
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. Kind of missed it.
Why have you missed the beach?
You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it.
Like wake up naked?
I'll go back there soon, but it's helped with the blackouts.
All right. I don't know what to tell her. Yeah, I have someone.
Keep him safe. You never know who's going to come knocking on your door.
You are a freak. I think this is Momo. Alrighty. Oh, that's all that there is. Okay, let's go ahead and ask all the questions that they didn't... are you religious?
I'm not religious. But when I wrote Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me. She was an angel to everyone.
Hi. Oh, wow, look at all these. Did Dekker ever hypnotize you?
Yeah. Dr. Dekker and his hypnosis. One of his many therapeutic methods to unravel our problems. I'm not up for it with you, though, if that's what you're thinking.
No, I'm not. I don't know how to hypnotize someone. Tell me about your mother. Tell me about your mother.
She's dead. Thanks for bringing that up.
Welcome. Can I interest you in a woman named Agnes? What's your favorite season?
I like winter. Being snowed in with Hannah. Just the two of us. It's paradise.
What's a cephalopod?
It's a sea creature, like an octopus. I suppose they find dinosaur bones everywhere. Just because we're on land now doesn't mean millions of years ago this place wasn't at the bottom of an ocean.
All right, no more questions. How are you persuasive, Mariana?
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile.
Just fishing for compliments. You're not ugly.
Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful.
A mirror?
Makes me feel dull by comparison.
Okay. What was it? What was it?
I have a recurring dream where I find something.
Ooh, trophy earned. Curious.
But I don't know you that well yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry to cut in, Doctor.
What are you doing?
I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late.
You're a very shaky actor.
Just let me know.
What in the world is going on? I was talking to Mariana. Intimate secrets?
Wouldn't you like to know? Is our session up now?
Yeah, I'm done. Oh, I guess not. Were you seeing Dekker?
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but we weren't seeing each other.
Are you seeing someone at the moment?
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor?
No. You just said that's not right. Ugh, no, I'm not offering.
It sounded like an offer to me, Doctor.
Yeah, I'm sure most things do to you. Were you really washing your hair? What?
Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair is pretty, Doctor?
Oh my gosh. No. Your hair isn't. Why do you feel the need to ask if your hair's pretty? That's the question.
I'm insecure, Doctor. Isn't it obvious?
Oh, it's obvious. Have you been dancing?
I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear. Sometimes less.
Also, your hair's not pretty.
Thanks for the honesty, I guess. Maybe I should stop asking you things.
Yeah, maybe you should. Yeah, look all hurt. They're all Oh wait, you mentioned Hilda.
Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late.
Why do you need to see Hilda?
Help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
What's Hilda's unfinished business?
Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent.
Your talent?
I can change my skin.
What?
What I look like.
Trophy earned,
I
registrar.
can turn into a patient's loved one. I just, hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
How does it comfort them?
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
They're all trinkets that people give you.
Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
Nah.
Thank you, Doctor. That makes me feel much better.
Frankie, thank you for the host, man. I appreciate it, buddy.
Says bother me so much.
Who's Terry? Let's see. Who accused you of stealing?
Of course, it was Terry that accused me of stealing. One of the other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK.
HSK. Hungry, sniveling kangaroo?
Healthcare serial killer.
Oh.
You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Anyway...
Why? Okay.
Because a few of my patients have died on me, and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off.
How can you tell when people are dying?
I can sense it, you know?
Yeah, I know.
It's like when you're outside and
Mhm.
there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain.
Right.
It's like that.
Okay.
I always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum.
Okay, who was your date with?
His name is Max. He's really sweet, but I don't see a future between us.
Ooh, movie length
He's not
trophy
really my
earned.
type.
Tell me about Max.
I've known Max a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material.
Oh, why is that? Oh, never mind. How was Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day?
Dr. Dekker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him.
Okay. Alrighty, so... First three people are all questioned out. How are you today, Claire?
It's the anniversary of my parents' death today. I went to the lake house. I always go to the lake house anyway. But it's also where they died.
Were they stabbed? By you? How did your parents die?
They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too.
What did you do at the lake
I
house?
stood for a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there, by the lake, only about 9 or 10. She was fishing, if you can call it that, with one of those nets on a stick.
Did you speak to the girl?
I don't know why I talked to her. She looked sad. I don't usually talk to children, but she seemed different, special. I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I, Doctor?
I mean, yeah, you can talk with the girl.
Good. It felt nice. I felt like I was being nice. I felt human. So I can find her and talk to her again, Doctor?
Well, no, I'm not saying go look her up and talk to her. That's weird. Why was the girl sad?
David had been hunting again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around the lake house.
What kind of skins? Well, where's David? What kind of skins did the girl see?
Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really. He's not really good at either job, so the skins still have great lumps of bloody carcass hanging off them. I'm sure he'll get better with practice.
Sure he will. Where's David today?
David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing.
I mean, you can talk with the girl, but don't go look her up to talk to her. You know what I mean? Don't be a freak about it.
Then I will. I'll look for her next time I'm there.
Kangaroo. Oh, wow. Let's see. How did the girl seem special?
I don't know. I suppose she just reminded me of me.
Oh, so she was a little
I spent a lot of
freaking
time
stabber.
alone as a child. She said she was trying to catch some strange creatures that she's seen in the water.
A cephalopod? What strange creature had the girl seen?
I don't know. Minnows, probably. Everything's strange when you're a child.
When did your parents die? Let's talk about that for a
It was
bit.
12 years ago. I was still very young.
No, you
Too young
weren't.
to be an orphan, anyway. I had to toughen up quickly.
12 years ago, you were in your late 30s. How'd you meet David?
Met isn't the right word. David has always been there, in the shadows, on the periphery.
Okay.
I move in very exclusive circles.
I'm sure you do.
You tend to see the same faces.
Okay. So then how did you meet David? Yeah, what kind of exclusive circles?
I don't move in any circles anymore.
But you
Those
just...
people were my parents' friends, not mine.
Oh my gosh. You just... Do you love your husband?
Love? Yes. I suppose I always will.
All right. Excuse me. These games make me yawny. What were you doing on Valentine's night?
Valentine's Day night, I was at the lake house, watching David, like I always do.
Mm-hmm. Why were you watching David?
He has trouble with his mental faculties and is getting worse. Yes. I watch him and make sure nothing bad happens.
Okay. Moving on to Bryce. Gonna have to ask, what did you do after taking off Jessica's clothes?
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen.
Yeah, we got that.
I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor?
Yes! What, do you have to ask me?
I know. It's that bloody Dr. Dekker. He made me this way. It's all his fault.
How, oh, yeah, why is it Dekker's fault?
Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and everything was going well for a while. Then Dr. Dekker changed.
How did he change? Oh, look at that.
He was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening.
Maybe he had a puppy running around.
He wasn't listening half the time.
Huh?
I don't think he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice...
Yes. Yes.
He told me to use my imagination, to make something up.
Okay.
To think something crazy, and it would become real.
Ooh.
He told me to think of a way to get more time. So I did.
All right.
But he pushed me. He made me think it.
No. If he said, find a way to get more time, and your answer was, go take this lady's clothes off and take pictures of her, that's on you. That's not an appropriate answer for the question. Have you ever destroyed anything?
Yes, I suppose I've destroyed a few things whilst in the hour. You can be the perfect supervillain. Nobody knows it was you.
And finally, why didn't you stop seeing Dr. Dekker, if he was so horrible?
Because you have to hope, don't you, Doctor?
Yeah.
It's only the power of hindsight that made me realize how toxic it all was. And after a point, you go too far to be able to come back anyway.
I think a lot of it had to do with your interpretation of what people were telling you. That was not based in reality, sir. Jasmine, did Petra ask you to set fire to Providence? And also ask you to add extra words to your sentences?
Dr. Dekker told me to burn it. It's nothing to do with Petra.
Okay. No more for her. I don't know if they found Agnes or not, so I don't know what to tell this lady. I don't know. No, I guess they didn't find her.
They haven't found her because that thing ate her.
Okay, settle down, Momo.
Or made her disappear or something.
Jeez.
Her useless husband managed to survive unscathed, though.
Unscathed? All right. Why is Agnes's husband useless?
Don't know much about him. Other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet.
You kind of look like you are.
He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gotten that stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her, I'd...
Yes. Do you suspect the husband?
No.
Oh.
He's a weaselly little man who spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and soaring.
Soaring. Soaring. Okay. Was Ron digging a grave?
What a thing to say. Why would you say that?
I just got done talking
I
to a
kept
grave
watching
digger.
the front
It's
door after that
on my
saleswoman
mind.
had left and nothing. She didn't leave. And you can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block. Ron's a gardener, not a killer. Unless...
Yes. How would I know she wasn't going to finish that? Unless what?
Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think...
How did... She turns Agnes into a 3-syllable word. Agnes. You think Agnes is in the foundations?
I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you. Please, could you call them, Doctor?
No. No, I won't call the police. You call the police.
I'll get someone else to do it.
Thank you.
I suppose I shouldn't really expect any help from you.
That's right.
Dr. Dekker used to call me the leech lady.
I don't know why. Your hair's fine. Why did Dr. Dekker call you the leech lady?
He said that I leech thoughts from people. Suck them right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too.
Can you? Try me.
I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor?
No, you're not.
I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway?
Have affairs with Ron and then murder Agnes so you can make this story up. I think you're unemployed.
Why did you guess that, Doctor? Because I've got time on my hands. Enough time to worry and protect my neighbours with a neighbourhood watch scheme.
Yes.
You're wrong. But I'll remember that.
Thank you, Telltale. Alrighty, moving on to the last person. Jaya. How are you?
Hey, you. Thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it, though.
I'm thinking crazy. You know, right, Frankie? Shall we talk about grief?
I don't really know where to start. I feel a bit numb. Maybe we should just talk about him.
Don't tell me you want to talk about something, and I say, let's talk about it, and you say, I don't want to talk about it. Tell me about Ben.
So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him?
Get a solicitor.
I think we should get a solicitor.
That's what I just said.
I know the perfect firm.
Thank you.
I'll do it all. Don't worry about it. That's why we've got insurance for these kinds of things anyway. But the cheek of it.
She said butt cheek. What was Dekker like?
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be.
Obviously.
His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats.
Yes,
He
thinking.
used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did.
Well, that's illegal, yeah.
What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say.
Yeah, I
You
shouldn't
can ask
say.
me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think.
Oh, will ya, really? Okay, tell me what you think then. Tell me about Mariana.
Mariana is a special girl. You know, there's something about her that just makes you want to follow her.
What?
Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like.
Mariana? Wait, I'm thinking of the right Mariana, right? You want... No, there's nothing about her that makes me want to just follow her. Makes me want to flee. Tell me about Bryce.
I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. You know, sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that. But still,
Yes,
you know,
you're very
it feels
hot.
worse coming from him.
Well, I got news for you. That was weird. Bryce, yeah, he may not have just undressed you with his eyes. I've got news. Tell me about Claire.
Claire seems to be shaken by something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else.
What's wrong with that?
It's a bit rude, isn't it?
No, it's not rude at all. That's someone that has a busy schedule. Tell me about Eileen.
Elin seems like a lovely
Elin.
person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
Well, I'll tell you why she's here. She thinks she's a shapeshifter. She's probably a shape-shifting detective. Tell me about Nathan.
Oh, I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. You know, he barely talks to me, though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom.
Tom. Who's Tom?
Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby.
How did I know it was going to stop before she told me what the strange hobby was? You're going to make me ask, what was Tom's strange hobby?
Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground.
Right.
He started to think he could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute.
What?
Can you guess what happened?
He died? Bye-bye for now. All right, Frankie, thanks so much for stopping by, man. I appreciate it, buddy. It's always great to see you. And hopefully I'll see you on the Overwatch field sometime soon. Did Tom die?
He did die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly.
What?
Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye.
Wow. Is there someone you wanted to say goodbye to?
I wish I'd said goodbye to Dr. Dekker. It was so sudden. You know, here, then gone. He resigned anyway, but that's not the same, is it?
Oh, he resigned? Why?
Dr. Dekker resigned shortly before his murder. You know, it's sad. But doctors come and go, and only poor Jaya remains. I've got his resignation letter somewhere. You know, I do all the hiring and firing around here.
Evidence added.
Professor Alderby and the Trust technically do that.
Professor Alderby.
Professor Alderby is a trustee. Did I not mention that?
No, you didn't. I've just been seeing clips of this guy. Had no idea who he was. Why did you work late with Dekker?
We'd work late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What patterns was he trying to stop? That's a weird shot. Why did
Mainly he was searching for a common experience the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters.
Referral letters?
Yes. Letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. I find those referral letters... He was sure there was a pattern in them.
All right. Who had a session on Valentine's Day?
On Valentine's Day, Dr. Dekker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elin, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve. I was at home, though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Dekker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
Let's see. What happened to Dr. Dekker's glass in Alderby's video?
It smashed.
Okay. What's Ben's mum got to do with it?
She was cuddling him like he was 6. He's 25.
All right. What can you tell me about Dr. Dekker's patients?
Most of the patients are suspects, according to the police. Almost all the patients are referred, and some of them are privates, but Dr. Dekker didn't introduce any of them.
Oh my gosh. You can if you want. Sarah made coffee. Oh my goodness, thank you, baby. I love you. Who or what is Cthulhu?
So you watched the tapes. Gold star for you.
Thanks. You know what? I'm going to look at this resignation letter. To whom it may concern, please accept this letter as notice of my intention to resign from my position. Dr. Dekker. Ooh, thank you. And chocolates? Great piece of evidence here. How do I get out of here? Okay. Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. It looks like we're all done, doesn't it? Let's just scroll through here, see if there are any other questions to ask. Nope. Alrighty. Next day! Yes, I'm sure.
Hunt. I can change my skin.
Heavens to Murgatroyd, I am sure.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date.
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did phone
On Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since.
I had a bit of a shaky loop in.
No, you can't have chocolate. It'll kill you.
I set fire
Beautiful. In the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Oh, Doctor, you surprised me. Reminds me of Officer Yates. Did I ever mention I had a special friend in the police force? Nah, it's not something you drop politely into a conversation. He's been doing some digging and he's found a couple things. There's a crime scene report that goes into all the gory details and another report that's about a patient you're seeing today.
That cup's empty.
Claire. I'll put them both on the desk for you. And thanks for the grief counselling, by the way. It's really been helping, I'm so glad you're here.
Yes. I love when they hug the camera. Act 3, spiked. That was weird. All right, let's look at our evidence that we've got. The crime scene report. All right. The victim was located in his office, seated on a chair behind the desk, soaked in blood with an obvious chest wound. Possible murder weapons. Paper spike, desk accessory, 150 millimeters long, protruding from the approximate region of the victim's heart. Time of death estimated from liver temperature measurements to be between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. on Valentine's Day. The victim's body was reportedly discovered at 10:20. So from 8:30 to 10:30, we got to find out where people are. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's look at the Claire's arrest report. Let's see. At 20:40 hours, which is 10:40 on Tuesday, the 8th of November, myself and Holt responded to a call received from a neighbor of the Bauer House, Weston Park Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address, knocked on the front door, but there was no reply. We then examined the rear of the property and gained entry through insecure patio doors. We entered the property through this door, and I announced myself by shouting "Police!" but did not hear any response. We searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was lying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood, and there was a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, walls, and furniture. I noted what appeared to be a steak knife on the floor, which was also covered in blood. At this point, I asked the woman to put her hands on her head, which she did. PC Holt secured the female while I checked the man for signs of life but found none. I asked the woman her name, and she identified herself to me as Claire Castleford. I asked if she knew the dead man, and she said he was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what had happened, and she said that she had killed him. Following a search by PC Holt, which revealed no other persons at the house, you're under arrest on suspicion of murder. Zada, zada, zada. Alrighty. Claire Castleford. Let's chat. Have you seen your... How are you today?
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. Mm-hmm. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about.
Oh, yeah.
She was playing outside.
How'd that go? Did you freak her out? Oh. Have you seen your arrest report?
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
Alrighty, great. Thank you for being so cooperative. The report says you were arrested for murder.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him.
Mm-hmm.
The coroner says that David is dead.
Yes.
Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral.
Okay.
But I know he's alive.
But you still stabbed him with a steak knife. How could you have a funeral if David isn't dead?
He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone.
Okay.
One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face.
Mm-hmm.
You should ask him.
Okay, I will. You're avoiding my questions. Did you intend to fatally wound him?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody.
I mean, with
I
you...
reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So, I fixed him.
Wait, what? Back up. How'd you fix him?
It was about a week later. I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo. Not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did.
Can you will this game to get
Dr. Dekker
better?
told me it was possible. But only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
Wait, Dr. Dekker told you, and also, you still stabbed a guy. Did you resurrect David?
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term.
Okay.
Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Alrighty, whatever you want to put on your business card, that's fine with me. What were the results of David's resurrection?
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead.
Naturally.
Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely.
Mm-hmm.
Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
So he was trying to pet the bunny and he accidentally squished it, George? Is that what you're telling me? Alright, what problem do you have? Let me guess, your Frankenstein monster is...
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons.
What if you show them David?
I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers. Which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
What? Now just show him David. How can I... This game. Gabe, you're still here, yes. Ooh, weird stuff abounds again. Yes, it does, Lem. Yes, it does. This is another game made by the same people from yesterday, and it's just as amazingly awful. How can I help you, Claire?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder.
And all the other times you were alive?
Because I'm not a killer. But I can't prove otherwise.
You did kill him.
You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
Yeah, I do. You stabbed him with the steak knife and you killed him. If you did resurrect him, that doesn't matter. You still killed him. You are a killer. This game never getting 200 yards, getting within 200 yards of my console is what's up. Yes, you're a killer.
At worst, it's manslaughter. I
No.
didn't mean to kill him. I just stabbed him a bit. And although he was dead for a week, I brought him back to life.
But you killed him.
Does this mean you won't help me?
Yes.
Was I temporarily insane?
No, you're always insane. No, you weren't temporarily insane.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. Let's have a few more sessions before you seal our fates. Or is it that you want something else? Like Dr. Dekker did.
Good Lord, no. What else did Dekker want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my electability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David.
Mm-hmm.
Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again.
Okay.
I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually.
Oh, did he?
And then he mentioned the girl.
The girl. You don't throw around your power lightly, just steak knives. What girl did Dekker mention?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house.
What?
Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her.
What?
It was Iris.
You liar.
I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Gabe. These sick people. Did you help Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped, and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me.
Huh?
He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Okay, which patient was a pallbearer? We already know the answer to this one.
Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a gravedigger, I believe.
Hey, Zemo, how are you? What did he do with himself? How do you know Bryce? Never forget a
Slugging
face.
a body out of a funeral can be difficult. Unless you pay the right people.
Wait, what? What changed Dekker's mind? I forget what that's talking about.
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house.
Mm-hmm.
He saw that I was telling the truth.
Oh, okay.
I can take you to see him too, if you like.
I love it.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
I would. Show me your little Frankenstein creation.
Very well. In our next session.
You're going to bring him here. You're going to bring me your dead husband that you resurrected, who isn't quite right in the head. All right. Do you know anything about the paper spike?
A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear into his brain.
Oh,
or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor?
Someone enjoys acting. How is it possible David was brought back to life?
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
I don't know. I'm not the one that's claiming that I'm doing this. Do you think you might... are you lying about David being alive?
If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Dekker's guidance.
Wait. It's more probable that you murdered your husband and brought him back to life than it is that you murdered your husband and you should go to jail for it? You are insane, woman. You are insane in the membrane. Do you think you might be seeing David's ghost?
I assure you, David is not a ghost. I've touched him.
Weird. Is David not human?
Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him, something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting.
Don't try and make sense of this, Ed. You'll hurt yourself. You still asking answers to these people? Bones, I've given up typing in questions. I'm just going with the ones that they feed me. Are you lying about never seeing Dekker outside of your sessions?
How astute, Doctor.
Astute?
Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
I want to see your dead husband. Bring him back. Did you speak to the girl at the lake house?
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched her from the bedroom window.
What?
She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands.
Mm-hmm. Did she eat it like a golem?
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
What the freak? What the freak? Wait, you can ask your own in this one? You can, Lem, and no matter what you ask, they always say, I don't know what you're talking about. So it's kind of a useless feature. Looking forward to next Wednesday, Lem, says Hollywood Bones. Are you going to be there? Hollywood, are you going to Lem's house? All right. Oh, we forgot about Nathan. Professor Warwick. Who is that? Okay, wait. Let's go back and talk to Nathan. How are you today, Nathan?
I burned the photos of Hannah.
Mm-hmm. How'd it go?
It didn't work.
Oh, sorry.
I suppose because the loss was superficial. The next thing I burned was the rocking chair. That worked.
Okay.
I've been getting rid of her stuff ever since.
Great.
There was a day when I attacked a Salvation Army bin, but I gave in.
Okay, now that's just weird. Oh, we decided for sure on Wednesday? Good to know. GMG and the gametographer collide. I love it. What happened with the Salvation Army bin?
I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin.
Mm-hmm.
They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom.
Okay.
I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
Okay. Did you read the diary?
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to break off the engagement. That she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
His chin hair just freaks me out. I'm sorry. Oh, shoot. I don't know. Better check with the guys. What do you regret?
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Shall we talk about Hannah?
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
Okay, never mind.
Thanks for the dating advice, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's see. Did you follow my dating advice, which, remember, was don't do anything?
You told me not to look for anyone else until I was ready. So I didn't.
Okay.
I've just been sitting at home, reading Hannah's diary, stewing. I ordered a pizza. A nice girl delivered it.
Okay. Just, what did I say? I said don't. Do you know about the paper spike?
I remember the spike. It was very sharp. Dekker used to fool around with it during the sessions, but I mostly just kept my head down. Most of the time it paid not to look at what he was doing.
What does that mean? What else can you tell me about Dekker?
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
Okay. Whoops. What problems did Dekker give you?
I started out with depression.
Mm-hmm.
Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me.
Not his fault, I'm sure, but whatever. Why was Dekker crazy?
I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me.
Again, curses
Sometimes
aren't real.
You could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't.
Okay.
He was ecstatic with power.
Was he? You're projecting. How did Dekker curse you? Good question. Finally.
Curse. Well, remembered.
You just mentioned it.
You forget.
You just mentioned it.
It's going to sound crazy.
No.
Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief.
That's not what he meant, you idiot.
I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him.
So a psychiatrist said you'll never move forward unless you handle your grief, and you think he cursed you to live Groundhog's Day and you're living every day over and over again. That's not a curse. Why did you believe Dekker?
I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad. He said he'd give me a demonstration.
Mm-hmm. What demonstration?
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere.
That's an amazing effect.
And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it.
Bring the effect back. That's where the budget for this thing went. No, you can't blame them for having poor writing and directing and editing and all of that, when obviously they wanted to make sure that the flame effect was what is that? All right, you know, I'm going to turn this light off that's behind me. I think it's making the light in the camera look weird, and I just noticed how dark it looks in here. 1 second. There we go. That backlighting was killing me. Alrighty. Can we see more flame effects? You remember the flame even though he hypnotized you?
I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Mm-hmm. Why were you scared?
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along. Keep coming to the sessions. Pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful.
The doctor is a traveler.
The same days
I know,
over
right,
and over again. But I couldn't talk to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'd know.
Again, I'm intrigued. The only thing I read about this game is that every time you play, the game picks a different person to be the killer at random. So I'm wondering if we're getting different answers and stuff. I don't know how that works. I'm not going to play this whole thing again to find out. Heavens to Betsy, I'm not playing this again. Why did Dekker want you to forget?
He'd become bored of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore. So I got basic therapist.
It's probably... What's a basic therapist?
He told me lots of people get depression. To become more active, see more people.
Great.
And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
Do you know Jaya well?
Yeah, I talked to her quite a lot. I'm not sure how many days of that she'd remember. She seemed to care, which is more I can say for Dekker.
So you were suffering from depression, and he tried to encourage you to make friends and get out more and experience the world and talk about it. And, never mind. Did you kill Dekker so you wouldn't have to suffer through repeat days? Oh, tell me more about the pizza girl. What?
It took a week of days to get that pizza girl to smile. And you know what did it? A tip, as much as the pizza cost. So money does make you happy.
That's weird. Did you kill Dekker so you wouldn't have to suffer through repeat days?
When you live life as I do,
Mm-hmm.
you don't really know what has happened and what hasn't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I do things and I repeat the days so they're undone. I've done some things I'm not proud of, but none of it usually sticks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that wasn't an answer to any kind of... What have you done that you're not proud of?
Dekker was a dangerous person. I'm glad he's dead. You'll get no glowing references from me.
Okay. So we're done with him. Mariana, do you know anything about the paper spike?
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money.
Lem, yeah, it's Wednesday. I'm sure Mark or Lucas will reach out to you for details. You mentioned checks.
I actually don't have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it. Oh, my checks are fine, though. Don't worry.
Do you have money problems?
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars, though.
I thought you didn't drink.
Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
Okay. First of all, you're an idiot. Do you often go to bars and restaurants? I thought you didn't drink. Redhead, watch out. That's right, Lem.
I mainly like
Is that the same girl from yesterday? This one?
I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long. I guess I'm a fidget.
She has her two front teeth, and the fact that she opens her mouth after she gets done saying a line. The girl from yesterday did that too, but I don't remember if it's the same girl or not. After watching a bit of this game and trying to figure out what happened, it's actually not too bad. Feels like a phone game, though. Yeah, and apparently this was on PC first, and a couple years later it came to console. So you could type in, you dislike crowds, but you visit nightclubs?
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention.
Okay. Why is she dancing? Why slink?
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just follows me.
Okay.
Wherever I go.
Oh, okay.
It's creepy. I
Maybe don't
want everyone seeing that.
Well, maybe don't kiss guys in clubs. Watch out for the photographer. That's right, Lem. Where do people follow you?
They follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever I go.
Really?
Anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think they follow me, Doctor?
The beach? What happens after people follow you?
It depends where they follow me.
Oh my gosh,
If
answer
they
the
follow
questions.
me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear.
Maybe they're trying to get the money from the
I
checks
don't
you've
see them
bounced.
again.
They follow me on Twitter. This is Patrick. What do you mean they disappear?
They don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice.
An hour of knocking seems like a waste of time. I know, right? She's exaggerating. I kiss boys in nightclubs and then they follow me home. There's no way she's not like, kiss, hey, come on back. She's already tried to get me to date her. She's doing this while I'm trying to think of answers. I kiss boys and then they want to follow me. Not that they should. Not that you should follow and harass a girl. But you also shouldn't go around kissing the boys. You slut. Before you mentioned something beautiful.
You've got a good memory, Doctor. Let's talk dreams.
Oh, great. This is going to be amazing.
Sometimes I'll dream about a light.
You taste like cigarettes. Don't follow me. Whisper, follow me.
I head towards it because it's warm and glowing.
Please go into the light. Please go into the light.
When I'm at the bottom, it's the most beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a welcoming sun. Like I'm home. And then I wake up.
She definitely has this scene on her reel. Why a beacon?
It's so beautiful. It calls me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm in a trance. What does the dream mean, Doctor?
Maybe the dream is symbolic. Maybe the dream is made up. Maybe the dream means you're searching for something. Hey, how are you today?
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's rent day, and I always feel a little blue on rent day.
What's rent day? What do you mean, what's rent day? Her rent is due today.
Rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady.
Right. How was that a question? Have you had any more blackouts?
I've had no blackouts, and I haven't been to the beach since our last session. But I think I will today.
No, don't!
Do you want to come with me to the beach?
No! Because you're going to complain that I followed you to the beach. I asked my doctor to go to the beach with me, and then he followed me. And then he knocked on my door for an hour, I think. No. Maybe someone should go with you to the beach, but not me.
Doctor, I think you're getting a little anxious. If you ever wanted to visit the beach, you can just turn up. It's not mine.
I'm not going to the beach with you. Maybe the dream is symbolic.
Yes, I suppose I follow that glow like people follow me.
Wait, what?
I still don't know what it means, though.
Conceited? Who's following you? Okay. You're okay with men buying you drinks?
It's just good manners to accept when someone offers to buy you a drink.
No.
I'm a very good-natured girl.
You can say no. Okay? Good manners isn't accepting every drink and then making out with every guy in the club. All right? I mean, I couldn't not make out with him. I'm a nice person. Was I supposed to say no? Why are you good-natured?
Don't you think I'm sweet, Doctor?
No. Her niece is following her. No, I don't think you're sweet. No, you're not sweet.
Okay, then.
Yes. That was as enjoyable as the last session when I told her she didn't have pretty hair. Do people ever follow you home?
Yes. They follow me home. They're silent. It's like a trance.
Do they follow you to bed?
There was one guy. A real gym body. I let him into the bedroom, but nothing.
You let him in?
Nothing I did would stop him just staring at me.
What do you expect?
It's creepy. I got him to follow me outside, and then I just shut the door.
I let a guy into my bedroom, and he looked at me. What was I to do? You let him in your bedroom, you tease. I know. Are they ghosts? Tell me about Dekker.
Are we still talking about him? And I thought you were just interested in me, Doctor.
No! Not you, Pup. I'm not mad at you. I'm upset at this idiot. Did Dekker visit you at home?
Dr. Dekker suggested home visits. I think he was probably checking up on his investment.
What in the world?
You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor?
No! Good heavens. I told you you've got ugly hair. I told you you're not sweet. No, I'm not thinking of doing home... Mariana, listen. I'm not following you back to your bedroom. No.
That's good. I'm not sure I can afford any more of your time.
Yeah. Sheesh. Okay, you know what? I don't know why this girl's here. We'll probably find out a dark secret about her, but I'm glad that we're to this girl. She's like a breath of fresh air compared to these other nut jobs, except for the fact that she thinks she's a shapeshifter. A shape-shifting detective. Do you know about the paper spike?
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
Why is that weird?
Dr. Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes.
Okay.
You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked.
Right.
I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger.
Okay.
He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood, being a nurse and all that, but actually, there wasn't any.
What? Why wasn't there any blood from the paper spike?
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know?
Yeah.
Like some kind of therapeutic test.
Vampires
Show
as
the
bones.
patient
Dr.
this
Dekker is a
retractable
vampire.
spike and see how they react.
It's a good theory. I like that.
The spike was real.
How do you know the spike was real?
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try.
That's a sign that it's a trick.
It wasn't fake.
Examine the
Pretty
spike.
sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it.
That's a magician.
He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
How are you today?
I'm okay, I suppose. Work's fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. I feel a bit sad, to be honest. I gave all my keepsakes back.
Ah. Why'd you do that?
Well, I thought about it. And well, I know you said it was okay that I should keep them, but maybe it did look a bit suspicious. Me having things that have belonged to patients who've died in my care. I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me. The locket, the watch, the ring, even the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me. I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Sarah Dekker gave you the bird, huh? I like how you grill her first, then ask her how she's doing. I love that tactic. It makes me laugh every time. Who is Sarah Dekker?
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
Okay. How's Hilda? I know you said she's fading fast, but how's she doing?
Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday.
Oh, really? Why did she scratch you?
It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left.
Where does this take place? Lem, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. Somewhere in England, because they do make reference to different English cities and areas. You're going to do what tonight? You're going to transform into her daughter?
You know the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about?
So many accents. I know.
What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
You're going to shapeshift into her daughter. You're going to pretend to be Hilda's daughter tonight.
That's the plan. I know. It sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow.
Well, yeah, transform into someone.
We could try shifting now.
Yes.
Think of someone you really love.
Okay.
It might help if you close your eyes.
If she shows up as Sarah, I'm going to freak out. How weird would that be? Okay.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm peeking.
is going to work.
It almost did.
On the bright side, that probably means you're not going to die anytime soon.
What do you say when you shift?
It's tricky. I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, it's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum, or I love you, Dad. But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear.
Is this a webisode of Lost?
They know it's
No,
not
right.
the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Why bother shifting if patients know it's not the truth?
Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace?
Hey, Batman.
Tell me honestly, Doctor. Do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
No, you're my favorite patient.
Good. Because I really feel this is something I have to do.
Okay. How's Terry, the girl that accused you of stealing things?
Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
Did you poison Terry? Why do you feel sad?
I know
Batman!
it's silly, but those things meant a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
They were reminders that I'd helped those people.
Why didn't you want me to know about Sarah Dekker?
It just makes things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Dekker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Dekker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're going to have a field day with it.
Not really. Did you know Sarah Dekker was Dr. Dekker's mother?
Yeah, that's the reason I came to see him. I knew she was dying, but he refused to talk to me unless I booked a session, so I did. And well, here we are.
Okay. Why did Dr. Dekker refuse to talk about his mum?
I told Dr. Dekker that his mum was dying, that he should see her before it's too late. But he wasn't interested. It wasn't like he hated her. It was just like it wasn't important. He asked me to take care of it for him. He did send his assistant along to see her once. Sorry, your assistant.
Thank you. All right. What did Dr. Dekker mean by take care of it?
It was about the second, third session we had. He said he could tell that I was a good person, that I wanted to help people, and that I should think really hard about how I could do that. That's how I discovered shifting.
Really? Well, go figure. Was it Dr. Dekker's idea for you to shift?
All Dr. Dekker did was encourage me to think. But the shifting, that's all me. And my mum's a psychic, and my sister's an empath, but I was just ordinary. I always felt like I wasn't special, like I was missing out.
Aw.
But I wasn't. I just hadn't discovered what I could do yet. Sarah Dekker was one of the first ones I tried shifting for.
An empath is what? Someone who feels other people's feelings, like the bug from the Chris Pratt Guardians of the Galaxy?
To tell you the truth, I don't really know what an empath is. I should probably Google it sometime.
That's the laziest writing I've ever experienced. Are you serious? How's your mum psychic?
My mum's got these spirit guides and they tell her things. Mostly about my love life, it would seem.
Oh, well. Did you shift for Sarah?
I didn't really know what I was doing that first time. I mean, I didn't actually expect anything to happen. I just thought, what would really help this woman? I thought maybe she would just imagine that he was there. but it actually happened. I changed into him, Dr. Dekker. It blew my mind.
Why did you say I'm not going to die soon? Because you couldn't see, you couldn't shift?
As far as I know, it only works on people who are close to death. That's the whole point of it. I have to hold their hand, and they have to think of the person, and they have to be near death. And those seem to be the 3 criteria.
You didn't hold my hand. Let's hold hands. All right, moving on to Claire. Oh, she's done. Bryce! Tell me, this guy. This weirdo. Tell me about the paper spike.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
Acting. Did you bury David Castleford?
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
I want to get back to this classically trained pallbearer business. You went to Juilliard to do... I don't understand. I don't understand. Did Claire ask you to do something with David's body?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor.
Really?
I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave.
So she didn't pay you...
Ground.
She didn't pay you...
I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
Oh, how are you today?
Hello, Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person.
Really?
I know taking naked photographs is wrong. But you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like.
No, I've never gone into...
Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
No. I've never gone into someone's room while they were frozen, stripped them, and then taken their photograph. I think my big temptation would be, I don't have to pay for that Snickers bar. No, I don't have an extra hour.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure. Watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Oh, really? Did you knock for an hour at the door? Who is the hooded figure?
I don't know who it is.
Oh.
My initial thought was that it was you.
What?
That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Alrighty, let's talk about him then. Let's talk. Where did you follow the hooded figure?
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me.
Why is a bar brawl and an open window tempting you so badly, Bryce? We needed to discuss this. Yeah, tell me about the bar brawl.
I split the brawl up.
Oh. Okay. The open till, I can understand how that would be a temptation.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing any more.
But this bedroom window, Bryce. Come on now, man. Come on.
I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed.
Okay.
I went inside.
Why?
Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise.
Yeah, but you didn't know
and
that...
No, I didn't take any pictures.
Hey, don't act like that would be ridiculous that I would assume that, seeing as how that's been your MO in the past. Sir, why would the military be following you?
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
What? Why can't I ask what? I'll say yes just so I can hear what it is.
Would you tell Jessica I love her? She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her. And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
I'm not telling Jessica that. What else can you tell me about Dekker?
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered.
Okay.
I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Well, you want to. I can tell you want to tell me, Bryce. What did you see in the basement?
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home.
Okay.
One night, the basement door was open.
Of course.
Dekker was returning upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
Oh, no, keep going, please. What did you do with the chained girl?
I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil.
Well, that kind of corroborates the other story we heard about the lady who he was going to kill the mistress so she could revive him, and she escaped. That makes sense.
Jessica is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about. I have real feelings for her, Doctor. We've never connected. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females. But I'm still in awe of her, really. I will think about it, though.
I did not mean to click that. I did not mean to encourage that guy to go talk to Jessica. That's the last thing he should do. Hey, how's your job?
I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today. It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm, and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw?
A nail? A butterscotch candy? Just tell me what you saw.
When I looked back at my hand, it was healed. Look, see?
How did your hand heal?
My hand had healed. The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like a little miracle. Like magic.
You think magic healed your hand?
I shouldn't really say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Dekker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But do you think it's real, Doctor? That magic is real?
Can we move the camera just a little bit over to, just saying. No, magic isn't real.
And so it isn't. I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure.
I mean, you want to talk about magic, you should have seen this guy's collar earlier. Well, why did you say aft port side? Were you a sailor?
I find using nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk.
Yeah, I understood. Both your words and your actions told me what you... Jaya, why are you reading? How are you today? No. Any news on Ben?
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
Whoa, that's what we agreed on? What did Ben see?
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
No, let Ben say it. People are going to think he's crazy. Ooh, the douche meter was going off, says Lem. Did you talk to Nathan much?
He talked to me a bit. It's been bothering me, but I think I should share it.
Okay.
My key card went missing on Valentine's Day and Nathan had it. Well, he gave it back to me in the morning, said he'd found it on the floor of the office, but I don't drop things, Doctor, not key cards. I checked the access log and it was used at 10:05 on Valentine's night. I guess it doesn't prove he used it, but somebody did.
Really? Finally. We're 3 hours and 17 minutes into this stream and we got our first clue. Have you told the police about the key card?
I haven't mentioned it to the police yet. I'm still thinking about it.
Why? What is there to... Tell me about the paper spike.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
Don't get sarcastic with me. You tell me about it in your own words. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
Why is this game trying to hook me up with Mariana? Why would I want Mariana's address?
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it.
What?
It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
I didn't... What? What is happening? Home visit? No, where's the option of I didn't ask you for the address?
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana.
Unless I did.
She couldn't concentrate properly in his office.
The game
I hope
didn't
you're not thinking of doing the same thing.
No.
I need you right where I can see you.
Okay, now that's weird. Are you spying on me?
Checks and balances, Doctor.
Where are your
Somebody
glasses?
needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
What happened to your glasses? They know you followed her home and knocked for an hour after you swam at the beach. Was Dr. Dekker helping or hindering?
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering.
Glasses are
He was
back.
definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
That was a weird cut. How did Dekker lose sight of things? Did he also forget his glasses?
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
Tell me about it. Oh, you're going to make me ask you about it.
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
I'm doing great. Doing great. Thank you for asking. Shall we talk about your grief today?
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
Just the last question before that was, how are you today? Anything else to share about Dekker?
Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me.
Mm-hmm.
We had a connection. It's gone now, though.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a connection with the dead, can you? Not for too long, anyway.
All right. What connection?
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Just don't worry about her. She's an idiot. Is Mariana really competition?
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
All right. Why was it a stronger connection? Because you were fast friends?
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy.
Okay.
We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
No, I've never even heard of it. Is it on Hulu? Is there a mini-series that I can watch?
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
So you were both crazy. Great. What's psychokinesis? Is that where you can move things with your mind?
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind.
Right.
It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
You are not old enough to be a Kojak fan. No way. Do you believe in psychokinesis?
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck. Just in case they can.
Whatever.
But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Apparently it's Siblings Day. Happy Sibs Day, brother. Lamb, happy Sibs Day to you too, man. Love being your brother. What approach?
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
Yeah, you encourage them. Yeah, that's it. Someone thinks they can fly, you say, yeah, go fly. Be passive or remove their powers. Well, be passive.
Things could escalate. Building trust is one thing, but at what cost?
Look, who's the doctor here? Okay? Who's the doctor and who's the one that gives me addresses? Is psychokinesis common?
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Why would someone send psychokinetic patients here?
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder.
Murder. Hey, what'd you do on Valentine's?
I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before.
All right, just making sure. Wow. Why couldn't Mariana concentrate in the office?
Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana.
No.
Or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Oh. Well, I sure do. Yes, show me the footage.
It was a joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
Oh my gosh, you're an idiot. Why does grief sound like being whipped, by the way?
Oops, that was a strange thing to say, wasn't it? Whipped. Am I all whips and chains in the bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days for a harassment suit yet. What with Ben's nervous shock already.
Yeah, you should tell that to the editors who zoom in on women's chests as they're answering questions. You don't know this is a game, and that's what they're doing, but it's very weird sometimes. What do you know about Dr. Dekker's mother?
Dr. Dekker did send me to see his mother once.
Mm-hmm.
She was dying in a nursing home and he didn't want to see her. I
Okay.
remember him calling her a manipulative, evil old hag.
Hmm.
He tend not to ask any more questions after that.
Okay. Jaya. All right, before we go on to the last person, I just want to go back through and see if there's anyone else I can... Nope. I just thought I may have learned some things that I could go back and ask other people about, but it doesn't look like it. Okay. Professor Warwick, who are you?
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
Acting. Dekker's dead.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Actually dead?
Yeah.
Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
Who are you talking to? I'm right here. Dekker was your adversary?
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Takano Rosen? Going well here, man. I'm having a blast with this game. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. What theories, Professor?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in.
Oh.
Well, it started with an experiment.
He loves props. He loves having props to work with. He needs glasses, and he needs something else for his other hand. He needs a poker chip of some sort. He loves props. What was the experiment?
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
No, I have not. No. No, I've not heard of quantum suicide. Tell me, please.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory.
Okay.
You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't.
I'm not an idiot.
Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
This guy's amazing. What did you apply that logic to?
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at the roulette table. Now,
yes.
I would always bet on odd.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But then, I changed a parameter.
Did you? You played with your glasses and waggled your tongue a little more? That's twice he's waggled his tongue. Really weird. What parameter did you change?
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes.
Were your glasses?
Every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. For a while.
Mm-hmm. Why did the experiment stop working?
Dr. Dekker killed it! And I can't get it back.
Even after he said his line, he gave a little shake. Oh my gosh, this guy's brilliant. What did Dr. Dekker kill?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done.
He loves the
Dr. Dekker
Kramer shake.
didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
He can't just finish his line. He's always got to give it a little extra something at the end, a little extra spice. Whether it's a tongue waggle or a head nod or a finger gloof. What? What's the hangman's paradox? I'll bite.
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death.
Okay.
Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise.
Okay.
Which day do you think you'll be executed?
Monday.
Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it?
Okay.
Dekker tricked me.
Mm-hmm. How did Dekker trick you?
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet. That I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working.
Mm-hmm.
But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
Recently, I managed to... Since Vanessa left me. Why would Dekker hate you becoming rich and powerful?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science. Almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
This dude. Wow. Why gambling?
Why not gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon. She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution.
Are you ever going to put on the glasses? Or are you just going to hold them and play with them? Tell me about your wife.
We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days.
That's too much.
Vanessa couldn't have children. At least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. But part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science. It would be...
Whoa.
It wasn't to be, though.
Look at him, it's just sitting on the couch. Oh. I think this guy really thinks that he's acting naturally. This isn't how people talk in real life. Did it bother you that you couldn't have children?
Well, yes, it bothered me. Especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems.
I get it.
I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem.
I mean, you're killing this acting role, dude. I'll tell you that right now. What were you doing on Valentine's Day night?
I was at a fundraiser for a
Take care,
charity
Patrick.
called Mind Stretch.
Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by.
I don't know how I got roped into that. I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And
do tell.
Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
All right. What's Mind Stretch Outreach?
It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
What's quantum tunneling?
Oh, you're going to have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia. I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour.
That's the
Maybe
second...
look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there.
That's the second time this game has brought something up. You say, what's that? And the game tells you, Google it. It's so lazy. Oh my gosh, how well do you know Jaya?
Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now.
She's my assistant.
Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. That smile. Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
Yeah, let's talk about your problem. Don't point there when you're talking about your problem. Can we talk about my problem now? What?
I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist.
Okay. Trophy
need
earned, committed.
More money. It's true, I've run out of money for my research. An opportunity has arisen.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the opportunity.
A very wealthy group of individuals, have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want to talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration.
Okay. What is that? I don't understand a lot of these things that happen in this transitional period. What sort of practical demonstration?
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but, well, I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose. What do you think, Doctor? Should I take them up on their offer?
Yes, please. Please. Put the acting world and people who enjoy the theater out of their misery. Take the offer.
Splendid. I can't lose, Doctor. Let me demonstrate.
What the heck? Get that out of my face! What? What the heck? What? Oh my gosh. Alright, I gotta take a quick restroom break. Oh my gosh. I feel like we're getting near the end. I'm gonna see if I can't finish this through in one sitting. So yeah, I assume we need to go to the next day. I will be right back. In the meantime, here's Jaya in random shots of her in a book. 1 second. Alrighty. Let's get back to it, shall we? Let's get to it. Next day. Are you sure? Yes. Heavens, yes.
You can stop looking at me like that. You've made me do this. And don't try and escape. You're all tied up. Now tell me the truth. Is this a dream?
What? No, it's not a dream, because I don't think I would dream about this.
That's the wrong answer, Doctor. This is most definitely a dream. Now, tell me, do you believe that people can have kinetic powers?
No.
I think you like it when I hurt you, Doctor. That's a worrying sign. People obviously have kinetic powers. That's how I'm here, testing you.
You're here because it's a dream.
How do we treat people with kinetic powers? Do we encourage them or do we discourage them?
I'm going to discourage them because you shouldn't show up in people's dreams slapping people.
Very good, Doctor. That's the right answer. Remember it, or there will be consequences. Now, since I'm here, let's have a little bit of fun. Shall we?
Are we going to change the light switches? Or are you going to get my nose hairs? What was that? What was that? I have no idea. All right, next day. Are you sure? Yeah.
There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
Oh my gosh.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I'm not broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
You may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Act 4. Dreams.
Morning, Doctor. You're looking a bit unwell.
Well,
They're getting you all wound up. Well, have a look at this. I found it in Dropbox. Apparently, Dr. Dekker lent Mariana some money. Sounds dodgy, doesn't it? I also got the toxicology report back from Officer Yates, and shocker, Dr. Dekker had... Sorry, you just have to read it. I should have spoiler alert tattooed on my forehead. And can we not do the grief counselling thing today? I'm all sorts of behind on work, and I'm getting more stressed out watching it all pile up. If you need anything, though, I'm here.
all right. Well, I just looked up how long it takes to finish this story. Yesterday, we were able to finish the shape-shifting doctor in one sitting, and I looked it up on how long to beat, and it says about 3.5 hours. This one, it says 9 hours. I thought we were going to be able to beat it all in one sitting, and we're not going to. So we will continue this tomorrow, because it's a little after 5 now, and I'm going to start cooking here soon. But yeah, maybe we'll finish this tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But I do want to say thank you guys for hanging out and watching this amazing game. And when I say amazing, I mean amazing. We're playing this again tomorrow. There's no way we're not. But until then, I want to say thank you, and thanks for hanging out. And I will be back cooking soon. In the meantime, you know what? I don't get a chance to raid Tom Merritt very often. Let's raid Tom and see what's up. And I will be back. I'll be back soon for some cooking, but in the meantime, I'm going to leave you with Tom. You'll be in good hands. So let's see. But yeah, in the meantime, I want to say thanks to you guys for hanging out. Thank you for the, as always, thank you for the subs and the resubs and the tweets and the follows. It's definitely appreciated. And yeah, let's go say hey to Tom and see what he's up to. And we will continue this amazing thing tomorrow. Until then, take care, everyone. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.